So you DJing? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
How you
doing
feeling?
that. Good, bro. It's with DJing, you have to get the. It's not so much the beats. It's the songs are divided in phrases. So every phrase is like eight 8 bars or 16 bars. So basically what you have to do is with each song you have to know your songs very well and see where your chorus, your verse, your build up is, and basically they're segmented into 8 or 16s or even 32 depending on what it is, but what you're playing, but normally is 8, and you basically have to say if the outro of this song is 8 bars, then I have to kind of start the beginning of the other one if you want to do that at 8 bars too. So you have to match kind of that, and then the rest is just kind of like putting the EQ waves into the or taking them off into the song to kind of blend it in. Basically, so that way they just your lows, your bass, your mids, your highs, shit like that. Okay. That the rest is kind of like easier, but that's your fundamentals, phrasing and phrase mixing. So I'm learning that shit as well. Welcome, soccer freaks, to the Corner Kick, the show that brings you all the hottest things in soccer with just the right amount of spice. My name is Derek, and with me,
Angel, coming through. My farmer's tan ass watch.
I was getting him set up for
like, look at that, bro. How am I look like a Neapolitan ice cream, bro?
Yes, you do look Neapolitan. You have a great tan, I will say. You wear it very well, but yeah, you all are also very very white. Yeah.
Well,
it is white-sicken.
White-sicken.
It is white-sicken.
I might not get deported. Who knows?
I think you might pass. You're just as European centric.
Perfect.
I was watching before we get started. I was watching this video on TikTok, and it was showing like what Mexican actor or singer or whatever was hot to people, and a lot of people were saying like the same ones or people that look alike, and they were all European centric. I'm like, where's the respect for the morenos? There's great looking,
there's always
clean words, right? But there's a lot of great looking morenos también.
Yeah, there's a lot of inner turmoil in the Latin culture when it comes to morenos.
That is very true, bro. That is very true.
There's pretty people all over the place.
Yeah, all over the world and every color and race, baby. But it's been a minute since we've been here. Very busy throughout the month of May. Soccer field, though. Soccer field? Soccer field.
Oh, soccer field. I was like, soccer field.
Soccer field, actually. And I don't know about you, but I am not happy with our home team.
Nope.
Colorado Rapids, even though we're both, I'm wearing burgundy and you literally have the word burgundy in your hat. They have not been doing good this season. They are currently sitting on the 8th place on the Western Conference, which is just enough to get into maybe playoffs or be the wild card in the playoffs. There's still a lot of season ahead, but we need to start picking it up, and being 8th place on the Western Conference it's just not where we should be sitting. I know the competition is hard. I know the competition is hard, but we have to get our shit together. Yeah, what do you think?
We started good. It's just that injuries on call-ups and whatnot. They called up Zach Steffen a couple of times, and then he comes back and he's got an injury.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Noah's out, and then he's back in. He's barely getting into the swing of things. And then it's on Mihailovic. And then
Mihailovic has been doing great. I will say Mihailovic has been sticking out, doing great. But I mean, one player is not going to do.
I think that's what it is. Like, it's just they need to have a deeper depth chart. Like, if you don't have the first team out there,
offensively, yes, 100%.
If you don't have the first team out there, like the legit first team, they just kind of fall apart, and then it just ends up being a defending game the whole way. And then if you have a counterattack and you score, cool. If you don't, I mean, meh.
Yeah, it feels like we're just patching at this point, right? It's patched up, injuries. A point that you always have to take into consideration, right? Just making sure that your players stay healthy and they can perform to the best of their ability, but that's not the case. and it's because of those reasons that we have to have a stronger second team, or just start focusing on building players that are
Giving those young guys-
offensively strong, and then defensive players that are solid.
That's another thing. We had our best defender was out for I think a game or two, but it's basically everybody's getting it's that middle. A little bit before the middle season slump that everybody gets, so it's just like, oh shit, we gotta knock back.
Like after you eat a lot and then you get sleepy, that's what we're going through, kind of thing.
It's kind of like the administration that we're having right now. It's kind of just like winging it. That's what we're doing, hoping for the best, fucking it all up. We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. Well, it's always like an ongoing process, and I feel like that's something that the Colorado Rapids have struggled with, just whether it is switching the coach or switching players. We need to get in the groove of like building internally, and actually like having those long-term projects on the external side, right? Just bringing in players that are gonna be adding to the team itself.
When we have good players, they'll have like a phenomenal season with us, and then at the end of the year they get sold. Every time it always happens, they always end up getting sold. We had Dominic Baji, he was having like his best season with the Rapids. And at the end of the season, he got let go. And then he went to, I think it was like Dallas and then FC Cincinnati, and then he started scoring goals over there. Kai Kamara, not so much. He was doing good, but then they ended up letting him go. Not officially, but I've heard before people say that he's kind of like a diva in the locker room.
Oh,
which kind of shows now, because like
some egos going on.
Yes, now it's like when LAFC played against the Rapids, he started talking stuff to the defenders and whatnot. So I'm like, maybe there was something there. Not to mention he was struggling to find another team recently. I don't know who the hell he's with now. He just got signed to a team at, I think it was Cincinnati. But yeah, there was that. Then obviously we had Diego Rubio. He was having a good season. Then they sent him off to Austin.
Right.
Yassi Sardis, same thing. That's why everybody, like when Navajo last season, at the end of the season, was starting to pick up. Everybody's like, please don't sell them. Please don't sell them.
Yeah,
and then Mihailovic, same thing. We're like it's weird that there's players that'll come to the Rapids and rebuild themselves as a team, as a player, and then get that team mentality, and then all of a sudden they're gone. Yeah. I don't know why the hell they can't keep anybody. I don't know if it's the morale, if it's the front office. Something's got to change to be able to keep those players here.
Yeah.
Because you can't have 2-year players, 1-year players out here trying to win a championship. You're just playing to be the middle, and that's not what everybody goes to see.
Too short of a plan, almost.
Yeah, and it's like not only that, you're wondering why you can't sell out a stadium. You're wondering why other stadiums are getting full to capacity every single game. Or, what if we did have Inter Miami come play here? Yeah. You see what he does, just one player, Messi, does to
He's doing great right now in the Eastern Conference. Obviously he has a team around him, but you
know what I mean? That's one player that brings a lot of people.
Yeah, right? Has a lot of pool.
But that's also like the best player, arguably, the best player ever.
Obviously not right now, but definitely is. Yeah. I would put him up there, the best player in the world.
He's bringing crowds like crazy. You just need to get like a fucking droplet of that to your team by having continuous players that people know over and over and over and over again. Like when LA Galaxy had Landon Donovan. For the longest time, everybody knew that was the LA Galaxy.
They milked the shit out of him.
Oh, dude, they still do. Even when he went to Leon, they're like
we can get a couple drops with the number 10 Donovan jersey.
There's something, they just got to hold on to it, change things around. I don't know if it's culture wise, like I said, or
it is culture. It is DNA. I think it is DNA. I think we need to focus more on internal things. Like I said, on developing the talent that there is in Colorado, and start looking inwardly, and also say, okay, so if we don't have maybe the funding or maybe the long term to get those big players, let's start building from inside, right? Making a really solid foundation. Not that they don't do it already, but you can always polish those things internally to save yourself.
We have the funding. We have the funding.
There you go. There
But
you go.
the person that's in charge of the funding doesn't want to spend the money. So we got to do what we can.
It's one of those.
We got to do what we can with everything else. You know what I mean? Like
You gotta beg to cut you a check, right?
Yeah, you got that nice ass Honda. It's very reliable, but it's an old ass Honda. That's what we're working with right now. So we just need to do a couple of upgrades. Be good to go. Because we're not gonna get a new car anytime soon, bud.
Just to bring some fun facts, well, not so fun. In the month of May, we won 2 games out of 6. One of them was against our arch nemesis.
Yes.
Yes, it was. At the what's it called, the
Rocky Mountain Cup.
Rocky Mountain Cup, Real Salt Lake. We won 1-0. And yeah, I guess I didn't really know about the cup until recently.
So it's like a best of 3 during the year.
Okay.
By the way, we went 3 for 3. By the way, so it's a second team also beat RSL. First game.
Okay.
Our what is it? The unified team that we have. Players from the Special Olympics and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
They also beat RSL, and then obviously first team beat RSL.
That's super cool, man.
So. Yeah.
That's something good. No, and we have to claim everything and every piece of silverware that we can get this year. But everything else was just not good. Obviously, the most recent loss was against the Timbers. Portland, another arch nemesis of ours in the Western Conference, and just see that we were just struggling throughout the game. We got a red card. I think Frederick II got a red card and
started winning that game at the beginning. No,
we started. Yeah, Mihailovic had a great fucking left footer,
and he's right foot. By the way, that's what I'm saying. Is that
nice across to the goalie? Those are hard. Once you're, great goal.
Like I said, it's just they have those spurts, and they need to keep those players, those key players, at least for a long time to keep that going. So that way they don't end up having. Just a shady season over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It seems like they always have to sell somebody to get an older person. Like, more retired. I don't think... The last time I think there was a star player besides Howard was when they got Victor... Was it Victor Sanchez? From America?
You're right.
Before that, dude, tell me who the Rapids have gotten recently. Exactly. There's really nobody. But every other team is getting somebody like... St. Louis. Not a lot of people know that Berkey, the goalie for St. Louis, was literally the season before he signed here was with Borussia Dortmund.
Oh shit!
That was the goalie for Borussia Dortmund.
Wait,
yes,
I remember hearing of Berkey. What the fuck?
Berkey was playing with.
You're
Borussia
right.
Dortmund. That's what I'm saying. Is that that's a new team.
What the
fuck are they gonna get a new a more recently good player, dude? And then Lloris going to LAFC, who the Rapids could try to get. Well, they can't anymore. I think he already signed to Napoli. But when Kevin De Bruyne was coming out, that would have been sick.
De Bruyne. Remember we were talking about that shit. What if he would look good in Burgundy, man?
I'm saying, but no.
No. Do you think he might go to Napoli?
That's what I keep on hearing.
The AI is crazy. Like the AI is been fucking crazy, making this fake ass news.
I was just like, okay,
or alleged news, I guess.
Alleged.
Yeah. So just to kind of give you a breakdown, so far we got 6 wins and 6 losses, 4 draws. We're sitting at 22 points.
Still not bad.
And we have 18 goals scored and 22 conceded, so we're -4. Yeah, -4.
And in a league like ours, where goal differential, because the Western Conference is always a lot more competitive than the Eastern, it's going to be really tight at the top. So if it does end up coming down to points, those goals are definitely going to be a factor to see who seeds up and seeds down.
No, it's important. It's not lost, obviously, but we at least need to make it playoffs, and to do that, we at least have to be at 4 or 3rd, or 4 or 5 even.
Especially with how they've been changing things with the new coach. When Chris Armas started taking over, now it's just an expectation to go to playoffs. It's not no more of a, well, hopefully we make it this year, or have a winning season.
Yeah,
it's playoffs.
Standards are high, and they should.
A deep run is what we're expecting.
Yeah, of course. We have to make it. I mean, what are you trying to say? With how long Colorado has had a team, we always need to be one of the best in the Western Conference, period. Like, there's no ifs, buts, or dents. It's just, we need to be up there, man, with the history that we have.
Colorado also needs to put some respect on the Rapids name. Like, that's just ridiculous.
That too.
Like how I've seen so many pages coming out saying they're like, we got to sit here and see the Rockies, but the Nuggets, the Avs, and the Broncos are doing good. I'm like, bro, 2010 is the last time the Rapids won the MLS Cup.
Yeah.
There was no
Hype
parade,
about it, yeah.
nothing like that. When's the last time the Rockies won anything? Matter of fact, before the Avs won this last time,
Not the Rockies.
Yeah, not the Rockies. When's the last time before, like 2010, that anybody had won anything? That they won it before the Broncos won their most recent Super Bowl. They had won it before the Avs won their most recent Stanley Cup, because before that was 2002. They won it before the Nuggets had won the chip, and they still aren't giving them the respect to be like, you know, it's also got to be like the state has to back them. That's your MLS team. That's your first division U.S. soccer team.
Yeah, of course.
And
you have to be proud of it.
And you're
proud of
saying
those
like
things.
they like advertise for the Rockies, like, come on, bro.
Like a motherfucker.
Come on, bro.
Slab on my
At this
Ding.
point, it's just ridiculous. You can have like a rec team beat the Rockies at this point. Like, they're not good at all.
People be getting just drunk at the games because there's.
That's all there is to do. It's not like you can watch a game.
Yeah. And then today's and then this year's opening game was like super cold, you know, so it just tells you how the season was.
It's like a Diddy video. If you, if you go to a Rockies game, that's what you see, but no baby oil.
Angel, how about we go to this other section that we have called La Tabla, where we discuss the latest things on all leagues. Let's start with the EPL. Liverpool winning with 84 points. They won the EPL 20th title. Basically fucking walked the park and won that shit.
They like ended like 3 weeks ago. I'll be honest though, like I think I've told you this before, like nobody gave a fuck. I'll be honest, like there was no hype. Like when Arsenal was getting close, or they get close, or they're about to win, everybody's like, Arsenal's gonna win, blah 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 blah. Or when Man City's like gonna win, oh they won 4 in a row. No one did that for Liverpool. Like literally nobody cared. I think the biggest story that came out of this was that Alexander Arnold was leaving.
Yes,
and then he got
to Real Madrid. No,
yeah, he got booed. He got booed.
I don't
by his
understand that shit. Yeah,
I'm like, dude, you guys are literally just won the league. It's not like he didn't help you win the league.
No, Alexander, like you gotta put some respect on his name. Honestly, that fool, he's one of the best right backs, or up there, top 3 right backs in today's game. Honestly,
but you know what that does do? That opens the fucking door. If you score against Liverpool, if you're watching this, he's watching this. Yeah. If you're watching this, score against Liverpool, you get to celebrate. You get to celebrate. Yeah, they literally booed you at home, and you won them the league. Boo them back, score a goal. I don't know, fucking backflip something.
Yeah. Well, how do people expect to like get respected whenever? Do you know he's gonna go against that team at some point?
At some point or another, because Liverpool's always gonna be in the Champions League, and so is Real Madrid.
God damn.
I hope he scores some stupid ass goal just against
and
Liverpool.
Then just like fucking he'll do one of those. He won't quite celebrate it, but he'll like be like, "What's
He's
up?"
definitely not gonna do a Hakimi.
No. Hakim is so respectful, man. Eliminated by Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League in the round of 16s on penalties. We didn't get to cover that, but I think that the reason why a lot of people didn't like have that much attention on other things was because the Champions League was really hot and vibrant this year. We'll get more in depth about that, but I think that was pulling a lot of heat.
That's so true. This has been one of those years where normally it's the Premier League race or the La Liga race.
They'll be watching the final.
I've seen like a couple years ago they were like hyping up Copa America and FA Cup and shit like that. But this year is definitely Champions League.
Yeah, beautiful Champions League tournament that we had, man. Really good tournament that we had. And then there's always the relegation, you know. At the EPL, Ipswich is going down, Leicester and Southampton as well. Yeah, they're getting relegated. Which Southampton and Leicester, I'm actually quite impressed.
I think Leicester was getting. They were getting. I think Vardy was leaving.
Vardy seems like that player that if he hangs the boots, he's just gonna. he's gonna be like, I'm out.
You know his story, right? He was like working, and then I don't know if it was a tryout or something, but he ended up getting on Leicester's first team.
Yeah,
and then he ended up playing through, and then they got into the Premier League, and they won it right afterwards.
Yeah,
it was fucking that's a true underdog story.
That is underdog story in soccer, in the English Premier Soccer of recent years. So they got eliminated. We'll see the Champions League English teams that are going over to the Champions League 2026 are going to be Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea made it, and Newcastle. And then the Europa League champion was Tottenham, I think, against Manchester United.
Yeah.
Some English teams won something at least, which tells you the level too. Like,
I think it's
they're able to scrap it out.
Yeah, Tottenham won. Fuck Man U. Tottenham won the Europa League. I think because Chelsea wins the Conference League, and then Liverpool wins the Premier League. But they're all going to be there next year anyways.
Yeah.
Except for Tottenham.
Who knows? They might come in stronger,
Hey, don't sleep on Newcastle. Newcastle's
they got that oil money, baby.
Yeah. Waiting to see do something, because they were talking about how Newcastle is going to be like the second coming of Man City, because the ownership from Newcastle, it has like 5 times the amount of money that Man City does. If anybody has money like us, knows that's a lot.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, we just had Paris Saint-Germain win the Champions League. And that's another.
That was a mission and a half, bro.
Yeah.
Just to get there, because year after year after year after year of just like disappointment.
And with stars too.
Yeah,
we'll get more into that here in a little bit. But let's switch to La Liga. FC Barcelona, campeones. 28th title. We won against Espanyol 2-0, and basically after that,
Lamine Yamal's goal.
Oh, Lamine Yamal closure of the season.
Oh, you need an exclamation point, bro. Fuck. Insane what Lamine Yamal has been doing. And no Diddy, that was the best way to put it, in the back of the net. Yeah, because goddamn, oh my lord, that was such a good goal.
The Pichichi ended up going to Mbappe. 31 goals. We suffered at the end because we lost Lewandowski, and Lewandowski was a top contender when it came to the Pichichi top scorer.
But that the only trophy that Madrid won?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Best goalie or keeper went to Oblak, which doesn't surprise me.
Oblak is such a good... Atletico gets so lucky that he doesn't want to go anywhere else. He could easily get more money anywhere else. Yeah. But Atleti does lucky bitches.
Which apparently he has an average of 0.83 goals conceded, which I don't even know what the fuck that means. That means 0.83 goals.
That means VAR gets a lot of those goals. It's almost there.
Yeah. And then we had Barcelona had the highest scoring match against Valladolid, 7-0, 7-0, which tells you... I mean, I feel better about Valladolid, man. I don't know. I have like a soft spot for Valladolid. I used to use them in FIFA.
Once in a while,
I played it.
Scored a whole touchdown on them. No,
yeah, dude. God damn.
It's just...
Which, have you heard about I hate soccer because it's a low-scoring game.
Yeah,
but I'm like...
Not this year.
Fucking football is like 7... per point. So this is like, no, you don't score more.
If you break it down to regular, just point for point.
Yeah. It's about this.
It's like...
pretty similar.
Like a score that looks like it's 35-21 is really, what is it? 5 to 3?
3, yeah. And
if you take away the extra points, it's even less than that. So.
Exactly. People are just tripping. But the relegated teams are going to be Leganés, Las Palmas.
I like Leganés and Las Palmas.
Real Valladolid también. This sucks,
those
man.
7 goals must have been definitely...
Yeah, los mataron, bro. They killed them.
They got obliterated.
What do you think about the closure of FC Barcelona this season? I think... Dude, I loved it, honestly.
I like that they knew because it was kind of wrapped up after they beat Madrid.
Yeah.
Madrid, everybody kind of knew
it was looking pretty.
I think they only needed a tie, and then we'll call it good. But the fact that the next game they literally were like, dude, let's fucking tie this up. Like we need to get this shit done.
No, and we won against Real Madrid as well. Too.
Yeah, so it's that last game where they ended up winning 2-0. Lamine Yamal scoring that last goal to actually get the win. That shows that they're like we still got
Locked
the pedigree. They ended up bowing out of the Champions League, but like they still put on a show coming back to finishing up the La Liga. I mean, it's nice.
It's gonna be nice next season. I'm excited
next
for
season when we have everybody back. You know, because we still got Lewandowski coming back. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna get it.
I think we should keep him. You know, he's great. He's he's scoring. You know, so let's fucking keep a 9, bro. We can find somebody else.
We kept Suarez for the longest time. And honestly, if Suarez hadn't gone to Inter Miami, he would have been retired already. The reason I say that is because obviously higher quality in La Liga than it is in the MLS. That's the reason why Suarez can still score here. Mm-hmm. If you see the last year or two that he was with Barcelona, it wasn't pistolero. It was like legit old dude.
Yeah.
and Lewandowski doesn't show that yet. He's still showing that he can do solo goals. Mm-hmm. So I think they can still have at least 2 years out of him. I would say.
Yeah. I mean, it's an investment, right? Mm-hmm. And we need the money. Like, we have to be very careful.
We can't buy anybody, bro. We're so in debt they want to take our cash.
But we're gonna try to do something. Mm-hmm. We're gonna try to do something. Money moves, at least to our capacity. First of all, I don't even know why we're getting rid of Iñaki when we have a fucking great. Why we need to buy another keeper?
Yeah. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
You could just keep Ter Stegen, keep Chesney, and keep.
We want a younger keeper. I feel like keepers you can find them in La Masia.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing is that I don't think Barcelona has ever had the issue of having a bad keeper.
Right?
I think the last time
we've been very blessed that way.
Yeah, if you call a bad keeper was Pinto.
I love Pinto.
Pinto's
say what you will. I love Pinto.
Hey, you know he made reggaeton.
Really? I know he had like a jump rope business.
What the hell?
Yeah, jump rope fitness. Yes.
Never mind. Don't bring him back. Yeah. he needs some money, but not from us. But yeah, he ended up doing reggaeton. I swear to God, look that up. But yeah, no, he wasn't that bad. Although he did get scored on that one goal. Was it the Gareth Bale goal where he ran all the way up?
Bartra.
Yeah,
Bartra basically smoked his ass.
Fucking that shit races like me and you head on.
Shameful,
like Fast and the Furious. You didn't even have your boots. Yeah, no, that was a sick ass goal, but it was against Pinto. So,
no, but I think Rafinha, how he ended the season as well.
Oh yeah,
potential Ballon d'Oro going to a Barcelona player. You think?
I think if you don't at least put them in the conversation, putting Lamine Yamal, putting him in the conversation, putting Rafinha in the conversation. This is literally a rejuvenation of his career, Rafinha.
Yeah, and he's still young and he can fucking bring a lot. Like he still has a lot.
Put Chesney in there, bro. He has so many clean sheets coming in, helping out Barcelona to completely change things around. From I think he in all the finals he played he was like 4-0. I don't know who it was. Don't quote me. I don't care. But he had, I think he was in all the finals that they had the Copa Sport and La Liga. So if you want to talk about a player that switched everything around, I mean they never give the Ballon d'Or to a goalie.
Yeah,
but why not? That's all I'm saying.
Okay, opening. Yeah, why not? I mean, we had great keepers this year. Yeah. Great fucking keepers. There's the Donnarumma. Even the Sommer didn't do really good. He fucking had a great game against Barcelona and just a great keeper.
Saved PSG from disappointment. You know why? Because if Barcelona would have made it through, guaranteed it would have been 5-0. Well, it might have been 5-0, but Barcelona would have won.
Yeah. And then... Chesney, putting it. Alisson Becker también. Yeah. Alisson Becker had a fucking great season as well.
There was a lot of keepers showing up this year, and with like godly saves. Like, how long has it been since we've seen?
I think it should go to a keeper, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I feel like especially this season, everything, all the numbers are kind of, it feels like they're kind of spread out between the young talents. Like, why not Mbappe? Why not Lamine Yamal? Why not, Pedri, etc. Right? And we still feel like nobody quite deserves it across the board. So maybe a keeper would be perfect.
Any year, it would be this year. Because there's so many times.
Yes.
Do it. There's so many times where it was like
no balls, no balls, FIFA.
There's so many times this year that it was the games were like decided by a goal, and it was always like a last minute goal. But that last minute goal was the reason why it was mostly due to the goalkeepers playing their ass off like the entire fucking game.
And it was mostly like defense fuck ups.
Yeah, most of the time it was just like
or deflections.
Like I know we're gonna get into it, but like yesterday in the final, like I think it was the second goal where it's just like a sweaty goal, tap in, just crossed it, and boom, tap in.
I mean, that's beautiful. That's beautiful as a Barcelona player. I'm like, just tap it.
Just do a little tap it, and that's what ended up happening. But yeah, it's just you can't put it all on the keeper right there. I mean,
no. Sommer got beat a lot of the times because it was a team playing thing, or one-on-one. So you can't do really.
You know why though? Who was the coach? PSG.
Luis Enrique. He's amazing. He's amazing, bro. Amazing. But yeah, hopefully next season we'll come back stronger. Very excited about the talent that we have, plus who we may end up getting. There's some, Nico Williams would be a good contender when it comes to
still got like Dani Olmo.
Dani Olmo.
He was at the end of the last couple of games. He was bringing it back in.
Oh yeah. No, Dani Olmo. We need to get him healthy. He feels like he's slowly fitting in that team a little bit more, building friendships with like Pedri, Gavi, etc. We just need that chemistry and that youth.
And the best thing for that is an off season.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that we have great soccer coming up in 2026 because of how young some of the teams are. Top teams like Arsenal, PSG, Barcelona, relatively younger generations of players, minus a few people here and there that are key in order to make the cohesiveness continue. But I think we're going to have great soccer coming up. I'm excited to see what even Haaland is going to be doing this next season. It's such a young player.
He needs to come back. He had a slump this year.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I want to see how he's going to recover his mentality and all of that. And then we have Liga MX, Torneo de Clausura 2025. Toluca winning their 11th title against America, Club America, 2-0 in the second leg. And I don't know about you, but was America going to win that fourth championship? It was looking... there was a sliver of hope, but I think what happened is they celebrated too early, type shit. They celebrated too early, and then when it was time to play the games, they had to eat their own words, which happens a lot when a team is that good. They just get over cocky, overconfident, and then you have somebody like then you have a team like Toluca who had been we've been talking about Toluca throughout the shows, and they've been playing very well. Alexis Vega playing very well. Paulinho, I guess their top forwards were really solid this year. Paulinho being one of the top scorers, that Toluca and Alexis Vega being right behind him as well. But Club America just seemed a little flat, on the two games that I saw. They kind of played it safe that first leg, but then the second leg, Toluca just basically
took over.
It took over, yeah. They seem a little faster, a little snappier, getting penalties on their favor. Alexis Vega, being in his best form, I want to say, and I love that for Mexico. I love that for him. I think El Turco Mohamed did a lot. That fool's like El Piojo. He touches something and, it kind of turns it into goal. He knows probably how to talk to his players very well, knows how to coordinate him. And
there's a reason that so many people love him.
Yeah, no, I
and the passion. He's one of the most passionate people in soccer. Yeah, damn.
100%. 100%. Yeah, I think that overall the Liga MX La Clausura this year, at least as we were saying, those top teams were really fun games to watch throughout the league, and they were. It was actually, there was a lot of goals. It was cool, man. I thought of the top teams, and I saw the games, most of their games, and I thought they were entertaining, which is what you want for soccer. And there was goals, there was rivalry. There was a lot of that passion that we weren't seeing in the past years. I guess this season.
Yeah, you get a lot of finals that are like 1-0s or
yeah.
2-1s that are decided by a penalty, and you're just like.
Yeah, exact.
It's that bad taste in your mouth type thing that you don't want to do for a final. Like if it's a game during the season, you're like, oh, it was bullshit. But you don't want the finals to end like that. You don't want them to be like on a stipulation where it's just like, oh fuck, man. Well, that could have gone either way. It's like no definitive champions, and also make it a good game.
Yeah, it was fun to watch, but I think Club America just were not. They were just flat. They were just. There was no spunk. They had one or two chances, and they were very close, but they just, I think Toluca just played very well, just outnumbered them in the midfield, and, did their thing.
We'll see what happens next year to see if they can bounce back. They're obviously not going to play the Club World Cup, but...
Oh yes, fuck. No, se les fue mal este año,
Yeah.
Les fue mal.
Club America should be a humbling experience.
It was a little, yeah. It should have been humbling. They were top, obviously, on the throughout the league, pero it sucks because you don't get any silverware. You didn't get any silverware anywhere. You got Dick, and there you go.
Like full Man City, fucking.
Ándale, estilo.
Man City, same exact thing. They came in. Everybody came in with having Man City as a favorite for everything, and they got fucking chorizo. Like,
yeah,
they lost to Crystal Palace. Like, come on now. Not saying that's bad, but every team is gonna have their.
Crystal Palace has like a cool gay nightclub name, no? The Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace. Bing. Ding. Anyways.
Continue.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what Club America is gonna do. Obviously, they have the money, they have the infrastructure to come back. This is
probably they make some fucking crazy ass move and get De Bruyne before everyone else.
That'd be insane.
I'm gonna be fucking pissed, bro. I'm gonna be very mad.
They could do something crazy like that. They could, or who are they gonna sell as well?
Yeah, well they could.
They have a lot of young players that may be looking to get out.
Yeah,
I'm very happy that Toluca won it. Honestly, I think Los Diablos did a great season. I feel sad because the other contender was La Fiera, right? Club Leon, and ever since they basically denied him the
Club World Cup spot,
the Club World Cup spot, they dipped, bro. They dipped.
No,
it's crazy the psychology behind that shit, bro. They dipped.
It might be what's it called? Might have been a tactic from America. They're like, hey man, you can't have two teams owned by the same person.
Televisa or some one of the big owners.
Leon's like, damn, that's crazy.
Fuck.
And then that's how their season dipped. And America thought they were gonna go up. And then they got smacked by LAFC. Hell yeah. Conspiracies.
And LAFC, although it's one of the better teams, they have been having like an iffy season. Yeah. Just like us. I don't want to talk shit because the Colorado Rapids, we've been...
But, yeah, LAFC has been up and down a lot.
Yes.
They pull it out in Homer, but like...
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's been up and down. Definitely not Colorado. It's never been a solid season.
Oh my god. And then let's finish up with MLS. Obviously, we're still kind of in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Whitecaps are currently leading with 32 points. The U.S. is divided so weird. How the fuck is Minnesota on the Western League?
Hey, man.
Like, I don't fucking understand that. But anyway.
Borders are human constructs.
Yeah, right. That's a good one. They're right behind with 27 points. Good job.
San Diego coming out being second is fucking
Right? I might get a jersey. Somebody from work said, "Do you like El Chucky?" And I'm like,
El
"Fuck
Chucky?"
I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" Like, they're like, "I might get you a shirt because he doesn't wear it." I'm like, "All right."
that game.
I'll fucking
That game
wear
was
it."
pretty lit. That's the game where I blacked out. Was that San Diego game?
Damn, lights out for Angel.
Done.
Lights out.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Was it?
No, I don't remember. I had to see the replay.
That's fucking hilarious. And then on the Eastern Conference, Philadelphia Union, 33 points. Holy moly, man. They're fucking killing it. Obviously leading in that conference. FC Cincinnati, 31 points right behind them. And Inter Miami, 29 points, which Messi has been fucking killing it. Just
having that rejuvenation.
Yeah. People just want to hate.
They want to hate just to hate. Like,
yeah, and obviously it takes the team, right? It's the chances and everything. But Messi's very smart in that team. Like, you could tell that he plays at a lower level, at a lower speed now. But he's still like fucking juking 3-2 players. Like, it's still very hard to take the ball away from him.
His playing style. If anybody's ever seen Messi play for the longest time, Messi's not one of those sprint runners that is gonna run for no reason. He'll make his passes. He'll make his little jukes around people. But then if you go back, he's just jogging the rest of the time. And so he's been criticized for it before. But if you look at his play, look how long he's been playing, and then look at what he still can do now. I mean, Ronaldo was playing to an empty stadium like 2 weeks ago or a week ago.
Yeah.
Messi hasn't played an empty stadium since
It's always
birth.
packed, yeah.
since birth.
It's
Like, it's as simple as that, but it's because
hasta en el campo allá.
Yeah.
Estaba lleno.
Yeah, Ronaldo,
La vieja me iba a ver.
I think Ronaldo that game even missed the penalty. Like,
Yeah,
it's a difference between.
They lost, no? His team, Al Nassr, lost the Champions League Asian final.
So
Yeah.
so I'm saying,
Or something like
there's
that.
a method behind his badness as far as how he plays.
Yeah.
But if you look at like somebody like Luis Suarez who runs up and down and then fucking stops playing, that's not what I mean. I don't fucking know what he's doing. But I'm just saying.
You brought the claws out. Angel.
Some people are meant to play. Some people are meant to go home.
Fucking A, man. So yeah, we still have a lot of MLS to go. We'll continue seeing our Colorado Rapids. Hopefully they fucking start making some points, man.
Something.
And staying just we just at least need to stay above water, right?
I think sixth, feel fourth to sixth. I think will be alright.
Yes.
Fourth to sixth, we can make a.
Anything can happen once you're in playoffs. Anything.
Yeah.
Like teams
Oh, yeah.
chip, the mental chip is different. It's
Everything
fucking
switched
playoffs.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's win or go home all the time. It's not a game you can take off.
Yeah.
You got to play with everything. Everything.
Yeah, and if there's Colorado Rapids fans or the Colorado Rapids, and if any of them are watching, it's not that we hate or want to hate on the team. It's just because we like the fucking team. We want them to.
You got to be your biggest
out.
critic.
Yes, we have to be our worst critics. Exactly. Yeah. And then Jokic just fucking nuggets a la verga.
Fucking yeah,
God damn it. Anyways, how about we finish up with the Champions League, bro?
Yeah.
It happened yesterday. For those of you guys watching, this is
big Champions League from beginning to end. I think the last time we talked about it was when we were going into the quarterfinals or the semifinals.
Yeah.
I think we're going into the semifinals from what I remember before, and that was when had that bonkers ass game between Inter and Barcelona.
Yeah, I mean that was one of the games of the fucking Champions League season.
Like honestly, of history, that last game, oh my god.
Arsenal Real Madrid was also a very good game though.
It was, but I don't know, man.
Declan Rice.
Inter was just on some other shit.
No, that was a great game.
Inter
Barca. Ooh.
PSG, not so much. I was just kind of meh.
We knew that it was gonna be either a wash or
That shit.
yeah, or super tight. You know?
But oh my
toy. Toy. But no, yesterday I was watching the game and very, very quality match, but PSG just has a stacked young team. It seems like Luis Enrique just help them play as a unit. Dembele being one of the top leaders up there, giving assists. He didn't score, as you were mentioning
Bitch.
before we started the show. And yeah, because you had him on your parlay or something. He didn't score. Neither did Lautaro. El Toro didn't score, the Argentinian. He was very much shadowed by the great job that the defense did from PSG.
It was just like deer in the headlights. That's the best way I can explain it.
It did feel like that, yeah.
Like, Inter was just like, fuck. And by the time they realized they were playing, it was 3-0. Mm-hmm. And it's like...
They needed to score after that second half, early.
I gotta give it to them, though. They did, even though they fucking shit the bed, like, they didn't stop playing. It was still like the 85th minute, and they were still trying to rush to get a goal.
Yeah.
You know? The game was, like, completely over, but, like... At least like they were hanging their heads and being like, "Oh, poor me." Like they tried to score a goal, they tried to still keep going, making it competitive. And shout out to PSG, they fucking smacked and didn't try to rub it in as much because I remember there was I think it was after the 5th goal. They just started playing to each other. Mm-hmm. And then crossing it, long crosses. They weren't trying to fucking just sit there and smack them with another goal. They're like, this is done and dusted. We call it good. Sportsmanship. Try it.
Déjalo.
Yeah,
No, I mean 5-0 goes from Baraskelia, Doué, and this other young guy that Mayulu, yeah, that went in towards like the 80th minute and fucking scored on them. And
I'm just like, oh man.
It was a great game. Vitinha in the midfield, Joao Neves in the midfield.
There's so much talent that they have.
It's just crazy what Vitinha can do in that midfield, bro.
You know, I feel bad
Fabian
for
Reis, oh my god.
Donnarumma,
man. Donnarumma, what another leader back there. Marquinhos, Donnarumma, leaders back there.
Donnarumma probably slept like the first half.
Yeah.
Probably took a fat nap.
He's like, he's going to be one of these games. Nice. Oh, and Hakimi also scored. He scored the first goal. A fucking right back scoring on, I think, on the other round as well.
They were mentioning that he had just scored
as a right back.
As a right back, which is crazy.
Insane.
Crazy.
Like, the fitness that he has. Morocco has a fucking legit right side, bro.
Yeah.
With Lamine Hakimi, solid. And so strong, so humble. And there was this guy that I kept saying, Pacho. He was one of the center defenders for PSG, and he looked so locked in. I think he's from Ecuador, and he just looked so locked in. And I don't know. I kept calling him Mr. Locked In because every time he would have gum on him, and he would be like, just ready and shit. But then you see videos from Dembele, and you know how you have to wait before somebody kicks the ball in the 18. So he was right at the border getting ready for Sommer to kick it to one of his teammates so that he can rush and try to get the ball. I mean, he was locked in all game.
Could have fucking scored, bitch. But yeah, you know.
I know. He did have great assists.
I'm not going to lie. He did really try. There was a couple times where he was like, it's like 40 yards out. He's blasting. And I'm like, bro, come on.
There was one that he wanted the ball and pobrecito no se la pasa. But the Mosquito did great though. He fucking did great. They were actually showing, just to add some salt to the wound, they were showing the video of, maybe you saw it, Luis Enrique giving that pep talk to Mbappe before he left PSG. And he's like,
that's why
I know that you like Michael Jordan, you know, and Jordan was a player that would pick up the team, you know, would play defense, blah, blah. So basically he was asking Mbappe, you know, I want you to be a leader. I want you to like be first defender type shit. Mbappe ends up leaving, and then Luis Enrique then comes out and gives this speech about what he's looking for a player and what Dembele did. And basically, he was low-key saying, like, Dembele did what I was asking him to do.
So Luis Enrique is not, like, a regular coach. He's not, like, a dude that doesn't know how to win. You can't tell me he doesn't know how to win in general. Like, the amount of things he's won.
Yeah. But
there's some people
he's made a name for himself. Definitely.
Their ego is just so high that they think you're not the one that's playing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the one that's out here. I'm the one that everybody's cheering for. I'm the one that's. I'm like, yeah, bro. But there's a reason why there's people above you, even in soccer.
Well, yeah, and that's why a lot of the players. It's fundamental that their coaches get the respect. You know?
If you don't respect your coach, either their ass at what they're doing, or you need to be able to be coachable.
And I mean, it's fucked up because sometimes the coaches are very mean. You know, they'll fucking yell at you.
Coaches.
But you have to take. Somehow you have to take it. I mean, because then they fucking como el Tuca Ferretti. You know, such an energetic, angry coach, and he fucking does practice and he yells at you in practice for not doing something specific, and then he fucking does the thing when he's 60 years old and has fucking knee replacement and shit.
He's over here. He's like, these are
metal, bro. These are metal.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like that. And then you also see those breaks where the players don't see eye to eye with the coach and they disrespect them, you know. But like you said, they're coaches for a reason. They're coaches because they make the team play a type of a style that it's going to give results, you know.
He definitely won that one, though. Because Mbappe got the Pichichi and and Enrique got the big old Champions League.
Yeah.
And the whatever Liga title. It should be called the PSG title. I think they had that already in April. I was like, blow me. Don't tell me that's it.
Yeah. More money needs to go to the French league then.
No, they just need to dissolve that league. There's nothing there, bro.
Every year, just give the pass to PSG.
They should be like the second division of like, I don't know, the Premier League, maybe third division. There's nothing there. There's like two good teams. I'm dogging on them.
But it's so weird what ends up happening with Ligue 1 and having like a fucking team like PSG, right? It's just like, how the fuck do you like the Champions League is the only way to really measure like the level of your team?
The French league. The only way to measure the French league or any French team is to know how far they get in the Champions League.
Yeah,
and that's telling you something of their own domestic league. You know what I mean? Either one, they need to get better. I don't know, better teams, better players, better coaching, or a compilation of everything.
Yeah,
or they just need to fucking do what the MLS does and make everybody travel for 4 hours, 5 hours to go to different teams. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just they need to be more competitive for the league to be taken seriously, because it seems like if you're not PSG, nobody cares.
Yeah. And then we did had was it Lille make it pretty far down on the Champions League, but I mean I feel like I used to remember Olympique Lyon, Marseille
used to be good.
Were very much always on talks when it came to like the Champions League. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
But yeah, those teams have this sort of disappeared, and now it's just like PSG, right? The big money maker, and I think we do need to see that diversity that you're talking about on the
at least a little bit more,
because they have some cool teams. They just have to make it, you know.
A little bit more push and we'll be good.
I think that yesterday's game was a great closure for the Champions League title race. I don't know what they're gonna end up doing for the next season, if they're gonna change some rules or whatever the fuck they end up doing.
If they could just like stick to a format for a good 10 years. You know, do like a baseball contract. We'll keep this for 10 years. So they do for baseball.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what the fuck happens on this next Champions League, what the teams will be. Obviously, we won't have a Champions League for a while, but we should be getting some new international games coming up as well, right?
I think the women's national team just played, I want to say yesterday, against, I think it was like Japan or something.
China? Is it China?
China.
Yeah.
You're
racist. No.
I didn't say it looked the same. I just said it was one of the teams.
I know. I'm just
that's all you. No, it was 3-0. That was cool. We are getting the Club World Cup coming up. Although, I'll be honest, like I tell everybody, I've never seen a Club World Cup game.
Where are they making the games?
They're here.
In the U.S.?
Yeah, have you seen the trophy?
No, I have
The trophy looks.
The trophy. No. The one that spins and shit.
Yeah, that shit's wild.
That
That's
shit
not,
fucking is
That's not what the
crazy.
trophy looked like before. But
No. And then Donald Trump was like,
He's like,
showed, that's real
that's
nice,
cool.
isn't it?
and we're like,
Like, I don't give a shit, basically.
that trophy
It's dope.
is a good ass fucking trophy. So maybe they'll put those more games on hopefully on like Fox or ESPN,
Some shit,
or
yeah.
maybe they make a partnership with Apple TV like the MLS does to show the games.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen
Apple
a game.
TV has really good quality when it comes to like their soccer. They do a good job.
I literally would only know that somebody won the Club World Cup if I saw the gold patch on their chest, and that's it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm like, where the hell do you see these games? Like,
Yeah.
I've tried to stream them before and nothing. It's weird as shit because it's a weird ass format. You'll have like a team like Monterrey playing against like Bayern Munich. So not a lot of people know the format. Not a lot of people know that it's only a few teams. It's not like 20 teams or 32 teams like the World Cup. So really like what?
Yeah, it's very short. It's very short. Unless they've made it to extended it to more teams, but
You know who's not going? America.
yeah, Club America got denied the access, even though they did some weird, shady shit to get that game against LAFC. They lost. What was it? 2-1.
Yep. 215th minute, Buonga scored.
Yeah.
2-1
2-0.
actually, yeah, and then America got a penalty to tie it up. I think it was.
Yeah.
It was 1-0.
Which they were making fun of them because they always get a penalty, just like Real Madrid. Yeah, no, I think they had a header. LAFC. They did some subs. LAFC had a header and just destroyed Malagon. And yeah, after that it was pretty much over.
Over and done with.
Which a lot of Americanistas are very, very upset. I mean, they couldn't make it to this. They couldn't beat a U.S. team, right?
Mm-hmm.
They think they're the greatest in Mexico, but what the fuck? You know, where is that?
Where'd you guys get this season?
Yeah.
You guys
No silverware.
Nobody that mattered. You guys got jack shit.
Yeah. I can't say shit because Monterrey got eliminated, and then
I can say shit because Santos' ass. So
Yeah.
we're already at the bottom.
they're not. I think I was reading that Chivas had the highest scoring game against Juarez FC. I think it was like 5-0. So we got smoked.
Absolutely.
We were one of the
obliterated.
fucking obliterators. So
Anything
there
over
you have it.
4-0 is just a little too much.
Relegation should it be brought back
For
for La Liga MX?
how long was the pause? I don't think it was that.
It's still going.
It's still going.
There's no relegation as of right now.
Hey man,
It's an ongoing thing.
I need Monarcas to come back.
Right? What the fuck, bro?
I need
Los Tiburones.
Los Tiburones. I need. Hey, if there's no fucking relegation, we need to make this league a little bit
Yeah.
bigger, bro. Because what the hell? Like,
What the hell?
What the hell? Like, I remember when I was growing up, there was Tecos, and then they switched to some weird ass team.
La Guac.
Yeah. Some fucking, and then San Luis, same thing. They ended up coming up to, so I don't know what the fuck their team name is now. But growing up, watching Liga MX, it was
Oh, Real Atlético San Luis, no?
yeah.
Atlético San Luis.
Stupid. They could have just kept it, bro. There's so many teams that they could just bring back. If you're not gonna have relegation, bro, you should at least give the opportunity. Maybe make, instead of it being a relegation or ascension or whatever the hell you want to call it, make a little tournament. Whoever wins, top 2 teams go up.
Yeah.
And then you'll get then the second team only goes up for 1 season, and then they can get relegated. And the first one gets a full, like, both seasons. Something. I don't know.
Something different. Well, we don't have relegation in the MLS either.
Man.
Have you heard about what's going on with the USL and MLS?
Yeah,
The
USL
whole
wants
debacle?
to be. USL's trying to do what the XFL did to the NFL.
Basically, yeah.
And what WCW did to WWE. Which is, you have the conglomerate, you have the
monopoly or whatever.
The monopoly of whatever the top tier is, and you're trying to be like, nah, fuck that. Same thing like basketball, there's the big 3 that Ice Cube runs. They're not going to be as big as the NBA. or like what the WNBA tried to do with the NBA, try to be on the same level. not the same.
Yeah,
Like-
because they want to have relegation in the USL.
Yeah.
That's why they want like USL to be a premier. But it's, I mean, they.
Who would our team be here in Colorado?
Yeah.
Like, there's so many teams that you would have to, like, what are you going to consider? Like, you're going to start telling people that play indoor to make an outdoor team? Like, are you going to have the Crush be out there? You know what I'm talking about? Like, are you going to have,
Well, it would be the switchbacks. I think just the switchbacks, right?
Well, the switchbacks are already in the second tier. Already
So they would be, from my understanding, there would be an El Paso Locomotive, and in Colorado Rapids too. Technically, would have to be in the first USL. Maybe not Colorado Rapids. Actually, maybe not them, but
I'm assuming like the top tier teams are going to have their second team.
Yeah, like
But
New Mexico would be.
You could have what is it? The one from Phoenix.
What
is it, the Phoenix?
Suns or no?
No, that's the Phoenix has their team that was backed by Drogba, and then Las Vegas has the Las Vegas Lights. El Paso obviously has the Locomotive, and then Sacramento has
New Mexico. También tienen New Mexico. I think that's the only team that they have. They don't have like a first division MLS team.
But there's other teams out there that are not that play in like the Open Cup and whatnot that could be in the USL. But then again, I'm assuming if you get into the USL, they're not going to let you into the MLS.
Yeah.
And the MLS is where it's at because the sponsorships that you get.
That's the most money right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard if they're trying to do something like that because of money, really. Yeah. Not a bad idea, to put some pressure on the relegation aspect, but we come down to like money moves everything away.
If they were smart enough, they would try to pair up with the MLS and try to make the USL the second division.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's what they've maybe tried to do, but what it comes down to is that since you have like very rich people betting for their team, they're like, we don't want to fucking lose money and having the potential to like be in a lower division league. So it's just basically what the Liga MX is doing, just being lazy with it. We want to keep the same group of people revolving around the money, even if it's like a little bit, because once you step down to the second division, you don't have the same sponsoring, the same I guess money coming in, and obviously those investors don't want to lose that money, so they're like, no, we're gonna close it. We don't give a shit about relegation. But then,
or you could be like a team like Wrexham.
Yeah. I mean, the Premier League. I mean, the relegation levels. They have a great fucking function of how from the 16th one all the way to the top.
We're making it somewhat look like it.
Yeah,
like they obviously it's worked for fucking a bajillion years,
like a century. Jesus Christ. Since the 1700s, because I think 1800s.
Wrexham now is like second division. No, they're right under the Premier League.
I'm not sure, but
is it a division?
I know they were like at the fourth division at some point or something like that.
Now I think that now they have the chance to be in the Premier League.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
They've had like steps, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, obviously money. They got one of my two favorite actors, actually, fucking Ryan Reynolds, and I always forget. I know his name is just hard to say, but
he looks goofy.
The guy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Mac is his name in the show. But anyways, McElhenney. There you go, McElhenney is his name. Anyways, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. I think this is a great time to kind of wrap it up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed us covering as much as we could for some of the most important leagues. Will be here once they come back. And I'm really excited about what's going to happen with the international games. We'll stay on top of those and whatever other soccer news we have. Maybe we'll give MLS more of a focus now, since it's one of the only leagues that's going on right now. What do you think?
Yeah, that and we have international games. We'll see when Club World Cup starts and all that, and go from there.
Oh yeah, that's coming up as well. Anyways, thank you so much for staying tuned. We love you guys. Stay freaky, and we'll see you next time.